Hi, welcome to Bear Mountain. Well, we had a little bit of a winter event yesterday. We ended up with about somewhere between a quarter and a half inch of sleet, and then we got a dusting of about 1 to 2 inches of snow on top of that. Last night we were out raking the stuff off the hoop houses, but kind of got an idea and said maybe we should show you what we do and how we do it. One of the things we have to do today is go back through in the inside and knock and crack the ice that's on top of the hoop house and rake it off. What we do for all our snow removal and ice removal is we use these simple squeegees. They're about 16 inch, maybe a little more, 16 to 18 inches, and you can buy them from Home Depot or Lowe's, and they cost about $9–10. It's a floor squeegee, and that's attached to a typical rod. It just screws right on. And this is like a painter's rod. You can get these at a home center too, and they're extendable and telescoping. So this particular one can get up to, I think it's approximately 12 feet, and which allows us to reach near the center of the hoop houses, as well as gives us a good control still. It still has a lot of strength left to it. The nice thing about the squeegee is it's made of plastic. The foam squeegee part of it, it's pretty durable, can take the ice and the snow and won't puncture the plastic. That's important that we have no sharp edges on here, and so we don't get any perforations going. So the first thing we do is we have to crack the ice that's on the top, and the best way to do that is through the inside, and we use the squeegee with it in its minimum, about 6 foot on the extension, and we'll use the top of this and the foam part to actually lift gently the plastic and crack it. Some of it will slide off, but then when we finish, the next step will be we'll go on the outside and rake off the excess. So let's go crack some ice. We're inside of one of our hoop houses, and still, even after we raked things off last night, we ended up getting a buildup of extra snow and ice on the top. The ice is a little difficult to rake directly off because the squeegee will not get down into the ice. The ice actually has to be cracked from the inside on the plastic in order to get it to rake off. So what we do is we use either the front side or the back side of the squeegee, and we just start working our way. As you can tell, it makes a lot of noise when we do it. So I'm not going to say much other than just observe my technique. Wet here. Now the fun thing about knocking ice off on the inside is that, besides getting a little frustration out, is you get to take a shower at the same time, because the condensation on the inside of the hoop house, the air in here is warm versus what's outside, so we get condensation on the plastic. The other reason why it's real important to take this off, besides just structural, is it really cuts down on the light. And as you can see, we already have the plants covered with agribond to protect from cold temperatures. So we want to get this plastic thawed out as soon as possible so we can get as much light back in here. If we wait and for Mother Nature to do it, it's probably 3 or 4 days of really lower light. As you can see, mostly what I'm doing is just gently lifting it, and it causes it to crack, and then it falls off. Knocked down about, oh, I don't know, 30 or 40 feet of the 100-foot, but we wanted to give you a demonstration of the raking on the outside and how well the squeegee works. So the first thing we do is we extend it. Our hoop houses are about 7.5, 8 foot in the center, and they're 17 foot wide. So what we do is extend this all the way out, and this is really lightweight aluminum. So one of the things I found though that helps prevent fatigue is if you make sure it's thumbs up on the one hand and thumb down on the other. If you do it overhand like that, you're going to find that you're going to fatigue your shoulder really pretty quick. So I use it like a lever action. Use the right arm to basically lever it off the left. You can see what I'm doing is I'm tapping it with the foam side of the squeegee, so it's not getting any sharper or stiff points into the plastic. And it's just that bouncing action on the plastic which loosens the ice. And actually, the further away you stand, the more effective it works. Sides all the way down. As you can see, it's pretty clean, and the heat from the inside will help melt out whatever residual is left. So let's do one last thing and go over and show you a hoop house we did completely clean and show you the difference in the light levels. It's pretty different. So come on, let's take a walk. This is a house we cleaned earlier this morning. It still has a lot of condensation on it, but the light levels in here are probably 30–40% better than they are in a tunnel that wasn't cleaned off. Even though the other tunnels that were cleaned off really don't have that much left on them that's structurally a problem, it still cuts down the light tremendously. Especially when you have to leave your plants already under an agribond, which only allows, this is agribond 50, and it allows about 65% light transmission. So if you think about it, if you already lopped off 30% or so off the top, on an overcast day, and then you take it down another 35%, you've lost a significant amount of light. And what we're trying to do is keep these plants so they're going. They're not going to grow a lot, but any light that they can get is certainly a benefit at this time of year. Because we're in mid-December, and our light levels now, our day length is about a little less than 9 hours. And so we're pretty close to the shortest day. And so we want to just make sure that we keep these things clean. The last advantage to making sure when you have a break in the weather that you get this stuff clean is this time of year you never know what's going to come at you. So it's better to have it done and good to go. Like tonight's supposed to be about 25–26 degrees, and it's supposed to get even colder on Friday and Saturday. So we want to make certain that all this stuff is off of here before it really freezes into a chunk of ice that is even more difficult to get off.
What do we have growing in here?
In this house, in the center bed, there are overwintered snapdragons for about 3/4 of the bed. The back quarter was an experiment we're doing with colibri poppies. We started those in August and transplanted them about a month ago, and they're looking really good. This bed over here is all ranunculus, and it's one of our extra beds of ranunculus. We have 2 beds over in the other hoop house. And they're all looking really good too. They've been taking the cold weather in good shape. If you want to learn a bit about the low tunnels and how we tie them, you may notice But we have a video, and so if you look up into the right hand corner, we'll have a link to it. It was about how to anchor low tunnels, and this is the same design that we use out in the field for plastic low tunnels as well. And what it enables us to do is to, when the weather's better, lift the sides up really quickly and put them down in the evening without really much hassle at all. So,
Is the lifting of the frost blankets part of what you call the hoop house dance?
that's the hoop house dance, on and off, on and off. Today we're cold, we're overcast, it's no big deal, we'll leave them on. But if we get, even on a day like today where it could be like 34 degrees outside and the clouds are gone and it's sunny, it'll be 70 degrees in here like lickety split, even with the back ends open. So what we do is we have to vent, and we'll bring up all the fabric cloth and maybe even bring up the sides too. So really kind of just depends. Anyway, if you'd like to, if this video has been helpful for you, we hope it has, please subscribe. You can do so. Again, up in the right hand corner there's a link. And if you feel that there's some value to this, anything that you do to support us would be great. We'd like to keep upgrading our equipment and try to make these videos even more informative. Hope this helps, and thanks a lot for watching.